thousands of Pathfinders celebrate over 100 baptisms at the West African Camporee. Adventist School in Uruguay offers special activities for vulnerable children. Church in Switzerland celebrates a decade of faith, baptisms, and mission advancement. Adventist Church in the Southern Asia Pacific celebrates first batch of spiritual leadership graduates. See it here on ANN News, where every story is a testament to faith and hope. We start today's ANN News by presenting an impactful and love-filled initiative to address a sad global reality. High school students from the Adventist School in Montevideo, Uruguay, have developed a project of solidarity assistance. It provides emotional support and recreational activities to children in vulnerable situations, where 2 out of every 10 Uruguayan minors live in homes affected by domestic violence.
The most recent continuous household survey in Uruguay, published by the National Institute of Statistics, establishes that the poverty rate among Uruguayans under the age of 6 is 11.6 times higher than that of adults over 65. This figure makes the country the nation with the highest infantilization of poverty in Latin America. In addition to that, according to the United Nations Children's Fund, 2 out of every 10 children in Uruguay live in households where there is domestic violence, which implies almost 400,000 children exposed to gender violence, and many of them end up being separated from their families. In the face of this scenario, the students of the Adventist Lyceum of Montevideo started the Solidarity Aid Project, which provides recreational and educational activities for boys and girls from some of these homes present in the Uruguayan capital.
We, as the Solidarity Aid Group from 6th grade at the Adventist School, provide assistance with activities and games, crafts, and we also organize a shared snack. It is a very beautiful experience as we interact with children of different ages, 2, 3, and 4 years old. It is a learning experience for us as well, because they also need support and love, and we are trying to provide it in the best way possible. It is a moment that they will enjoy and remember always.
Professor Gonzalo Iglesias emphasizes that social activities are important for developing not only emotional intelligence, but also the overall intelligence of students, while teaching that not everyone is born with the same possibilities.
The fact of knowing that one is not alone and that one has to help others is a matter that strengthens not only emotional intelligence but also spiritual intelligence, and it is part of the comprehensive education that we try to offer here at the school. It is not just about learning mathematics, Spanish language, but also being able to know that there are others whom I have to help in whatever way I can. Not everyone has the same possibilities, and they are in a privileged, blessed situation to be able to give something back to the community.
We, as an educational institution, have the responsibility to prepare them for life. Part of preparing them for life is for them to learn to coexist, learn to interact, learn solidarity as a fundamental value of society. And while this type of activities are an opportunity to connect with true Christianity, practical Christianity, Christianity as it was conceived by Christ himself. Yes, to help, to approach people. It is a way of preaching and understanding how Christianity is conceived. In this way, through these solidarity activities, we connect with the essence of Christianity itself, which is love for others, and in that way demonstrate love for Christ.
Montemorelos University and the Inter-American Division joined forces for a landmark health initiative.
In a recent collaboration between the Inter-American Division's Health Ministries Department and Montemorelos University in Mexico, a partnership has been established to impact over 1 million individuals this year, focused on enhancing the quality of life through prevention and healthy practices. The initiative will leverage successful health programs based at Montemorelos University. The partnership aims to translate existing programs, train individuals for implementation, and make materials more accessible. The collaboration also includes tracking community impact, developing an online platform to compile health initiatives, and creating an app called Health Dream for preventive health tips. The partnership signifies a shared commitment to promoting health and wellness across the region.
Directly from the West African region, a spiritual celebration with over 100 baptisms. The Dream Pathfinder Camporee brought together thousands of Pathfinders. The crowd of people wearing yellow scarves filled the campus of Valley View University in Ghana.
In the skies were fireworks, and on the ground there was joy as rhythms of enthusiastic African youth announced that the celebration had begun. A vast array of tents and a sea of Pathfinders came together for a week of varied activities.
So what has been the experience at the camp?
So far, like when we started the Anna class, I went to the soap making class and we were given some ingredients to, work on the practicals, and it was successful.
Parades, performances, games, competitions, but also solidarity and love filled with spiritual moments.
I'm really experiencing something quite special since I arrived here.
The Dream Camporee, held in Accra, the capital and largest city of Ghana, a country located on the west coast of Africa, was a remarkable event that brought together over 12,000 participants in a natural and serene environment.
My name is Abuna Chama Nimako, and I am from the Accra City Conference. This camporee has been a nice experience for me, and right next to me is the obstacle course, and I'm just about to try it out.
Hello. My name is Alvin Obsidian. I'm from Liberia and have been enjoying this camp so far. There have been many things, the camp, the place is more comfortable.
The days were especially memorable, with sunny conditions and a climate of hope and spiritual renewal. Participants gathered in the shade of trees, while a youth orchestra played African rhythms, creating an atmosphere of celebration and praise.
It was a great experience being an ANA instructor and an instrumentalist. You have to meet all people from the world, and it was just a great thing. I pray and I also invite you and want to see you next year.
One of the highlights of the event was the powerful sermon delivered by General Conference Youth Ministries Director, Buzi Kumalo. In his message, he highlighted the unique and global nature of the Pathfinder ministry, using the story of Joseph in Egypt as an example of how God works in unexpected ways to fulfill his plans.
The different presentations, the different activities did point to the fact that our young people in WAD are focused on mission. The Pathfinder ministry is strong in this division, and may God continue to use our leaders and our Pathfinders to spread the gospel of Jesus.
During the camporee, over 100 people were baptized, making a public commitment to their faith in Jesus Christ. Pastor Alfred Asiam shared his emotional personal experience and joy at having the opportunity to baptize his daughter. This historic moment demonstrates the commitment of the West African Division to mission and spiritual growth.
This is the first time we are having a camporee that over 100 Pathfinders got baptized. They gave their lives to Jesus and they were baptized, and because of that, we are proud of what the Lord has done.
The fearless and courageous Pathfinders shared their experiences, describing the camporee as a combination of fun activities, new friendships, and moments of communion with God.
We have truly experienced good times here and have met many nationalities. We have received a warm welcome and have also had many activities such as awards and other activities, games, and also spiritual experiences.
Good. We've had so many fun activities. It's been so wonderful. We've had corner stations and we made new friends, the drills, everything we've done has been so good, and most especially we had quality time with God. And I would like to encourage you all to please attend the next program in Bangkok University in Nigeria.
Thriving for a decade, a project courageously confronts challenges to cultivate and renew faith in Jesus Christ against all odds in Europe.
Vivo Church recently marked a decade of faith and growth in Geneva, Switzerland, reflecting on a spiritual journey filled with mission, relocation, and a unique Saturday evening worship experience. The community celebrated its 10th anniversary with a grand event, blending a captivating liturgy with an evening of games and feasting. Amidst the joy, members and guests expressed gratitude to God for the extraordinary journey of Vivo Church. Originating from the Hope for Big Cities project in 2005, Vivo officially began its services in 2014, renting spaces and welcoming missionaries. After various relocations, the church found its permanent home in 2022, emphasizing its mission with Saturday evening worship. Pastor Leandro Lopez, who has been in charge of the community from the outset, explains that the aim is to enable members of other churches to invite their friends to Vivo while continuing to attend Saturday morning worship in their own community. Pastor Lopez envisions more anniversaries as they continue to shine God's light on the streets of Geneva.
The Office of Archive Statistics and Research, ASTR, is a department of the Seventh-day Adventist Church that brings together the church's past and present to inspire the future. In this episode, ASTR's Dr. David Trim and SDA Encyclopedia editor Dr. Dragoslava Santrak discuss early Adventist mission work in Spain. Keep watching.
Are you excited to hear another story from the Encyclopedia of Seventh-day Adventists? Today's ESDA story is about two of the earliest Adventist missionaries to Spain, the brothers Frank and Walter Bond. You can freely access this story and 4,000 other articles at encyclopedia.adventist.org.
Frank and Walter Bond were two of the 11 children of farmers, James and Sarah Bond, who accepted the Adventist message in the early days of Adventism, sometime around 1870. On the screen, you can see the Bond family. Frank is the tallest in the back row, and Walter is on his left side. Frank and Walter both graduated from Healdsburg College, the forerunner of today's Pacific Union College, in 1899. After graduation, the two brothers went to Phoenix to sell Adventist books to the Spanish-speaking population of the region. The decisive event that set them on a missionary path was the California camp meeting in Fresno from September 30th to October 12th, 1902. The keynote for the meetings was foreign missions, and when an appeal was made for missionaries to work in Spain, Frank and Walter both volunteered. They sailed for Europe on November 26, about 6 weeks after the camp meetings ended, and less than 2 weeks after Walter and his fiancée, Leola, were wed.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church has been a recognized denomination since 1863. It stands as a global Christian community with over 21 million members who regard the Bible as their ultimate authority. To learn more about our history, visit our YouTube channel. Adventist Community Services, in collaboration with other organizations, is dedicated to creating conditions that enable homeless individuals in Pennsylvania to have a place to live.
Well, this is Adventist Community Services, and we are here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Place where we have teamed up with some of the other community organizations and are actually renovating or rebuilding one of the homes here. This home is going to be used by individuals that are unhoused, what we have previously called homeless, and they will be provided a place that they can actually stay, reside in these homes. And we're going to house 3 individuals here. They'll be able to live and work out of this home here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. And so we did this in about 2 weeks, started on January 2nd, and we chose to have a soft opening on MLK Day, back when this was originally discussed back in late December. We decided we wanted to have something on Martin Luther King Day, and so here we are today. We have the soft opening. We had a couple of council people here, a couple of other dignitaries who came and joined us for the soft opening. In a couple of weeks, we'll have the ribbon cutting early February, and we'll actually have this home up and running as a facility for the homeless here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. I've talked to a number of the people that have volunteered here over the last 2 weeks, and they say it just does something for them, being involved in something like this, being a part of something like this. And here on Martin Luther King Day, to actually be able to spend it, yeah, it's a day off work, but to be able to spend it working for others, oh my goodness, it's just a good feeling to be involved in, and we've been able to be a part. And all of those volunteers that have been involved over the last 2 weeks, they've been able to be a part too. So everyone is blessed, the community and those that are actually involved. And so we ask that you would keep this effort in your prayers. This effort will be continuing to be of support to the community here in Pennsylvania. We thank you for it.
Volunteers from Avon Health Ocala provided medical care and emotional support to over 1,400 patients in Quito, Ecuador, extending their mission beyond the hospital walls.
Helping others not only impacts the lives of those being served, it can also be life-changing for those serving.
The smiles, the appreciation, the hugs that people were giving us was transformational of why we were there.
Advent Health Ocala President and CEO Erica Skula and VP of Mission and Ministry Jory Rivera descended upon Quito, Ecuador with 20 volunteers who took their passion for healing beyond the walls of their hospital.
On day 2, we had a lineup outside the doors of over 100 people who had been lining up since 5 that morning. And then the next morning, we had a lineup of about 140 who started lining up at 3:30. And as people spread the word that we were offering a free clinic, I know that people called the relatives from who were in the mountains, and they would walk several hours so that they could line up and get the care that they needed.
The group cared for more than 1,400 patients in the South American city. Primary care and other resources were offered. In addition to providing important care, Advent Health's partnership with Clínica Adventista de Quito focuses on key growth areas like expanding the chaplaincy program, leadership development, operations, research, philanthropy, and branding.
And I know that we look forward to many more trips to Ecuador. This is a 5-year footprint, and so we're now developing the plans of what they need in Quito, the surrounding small areas, and even in the Galapagos Islands, which is part of Quito, and I know the leadership at the Clínica Adventista in Quito are looking to expand services to the Galapagos where they have nothing.
But there's so much to give, which means there are lots more pictures to come that will continue to tell the story of Advent Health's mission.
In Brazil, 8,000 young people exchanged school vacations for volunteer work, making a significant impact.
The Caleb Mission Project is spreading hope in 4 prisons in central northern Espírito Santo, Brazil. With over 8,000 volunteers involved, the project focuses on reaching approximately 2,000 inmates through daily visits, including singing, testimonies, and interactive Bible studies. This aims to provide a message of redemption and foster reflection within prison walls. The initiative not only benefits the inmates, but also has a transformative impact on the young volunteers, promoting empathy, compassion, and social responsibility. In addition to the prison-focused activities, thousands of young people from various regions of Brazil and 7 other South American countries are dedicating their school vacations to participate in charitable actions. In the central northern region of Espírito Santo, the Caleb Mission mobilizes over 8,000 young people in social initiatives during this period. This project encourages young individuals, through the Seventh-day Adventist Church, to dedicate 15 days of their vacation to assist needy communities and spread messages of love and hope. The 8,000 young people are divided into approximately 200 teams, with around 150 volunteers each. Their actions include health education through lectures, fairs, and courses, community services such as blood donation, cleaning public spaces, housing renovations for the needy, and awareness campaigns. Health professionals are also part of the teams providing medical services. Additionally, other activities involve renovating homes for needy individuals and campaigns benefiting the homeless population.
The Change the Story campaign by ADRA Romania fights domestic abuse, promoting awareness, emotional support, and direct involvement to transform lives and advocate for healthy relationships.
In an abusive relationship, everything may seem normal at first, but as time goes by, what seemed like an unfortunate incident, a moment of weakness, becomes habit. Verbal and physical violence becomes reality, followed by crumbs of heart feelings, flowers, and promises. The story can be repeated over and over again. Or not. I choose to change the story.
Casa Adra. At Adra House, women and children find support, counseling, and feel at home again, safe to start a new story. ADRA House changes the story, yours or someone else's.
In the Southern Asia Pacific region, an event celebrated the graduation of the first cohort of LeadLab, a leadership development program of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Held in Bali, Indonesia, the event brought together Adventist leaders from various fields of ministry. LeadLab, under the guidance of experienced mentors, emphasizes the importance of leadership as a divine gift and a lifelong commitment. Graduates are now better equipped to serve their communities in diverse ways. The event also marked the beginning of the second cohort of LeadLab, indicating a growing demand for leadership development. LeadLab is a significant step in strengthening leadership within the Seventh-day Adventist Church, empowering leaders for service and spiritual leadership.
Lowry Adventist College in South India faces a challenge with overheated church services causing students to faint. They plan to build a new church to provide a safer, cooler worship space for their diverse student body. This initiative highlights the college's commitment to combining education with spiritual well-being. Let's watch the story sent by Adventist Mission.
Imagine sitting in a church service where it was so hot that you noticed the people around you fainting. This is the situation that Lowry Adventist College is trying to solve. This 108-year-old school in South India has taken a holistic approach to education.
We have a daily session of prayers with them. We have counseling with them. We also study sometimes their family needs, and if there's someone who's sick in the house, we have special prayers for them. Most of the time we study the Bible with them because they have a lot of questions in the scriptures, and so that is what we cater to.
Teachers are so helpful to discuss what we have to do in our life, in a Christian life. That helps me so much to develop my character, to develop my everything in my academic way.
There are 2,156 students enrolled in Lowry Adventist College this year. The college has been using an old auditorium as their meeting place for almost 60 years. They hold prayer meetings, chapel, and Sabbath worship services here. In this same building, Lowry Memorial English Church conducts their services. Students from a variety of religious backgrounds exercise leadership skills by participating in church programs.
They don't know about Jesus. They don't know about the Adventist lifestyle or anything, but we don't push them away. We include them, and then we teach them. We show them about the love of Jesus. And because of that, a lot of the students have had a positive experience at Lowry.
The reason why I chose this college is because it is providing us the Sabbath off, and at the same time it's providing the spiritual growth that we needed in our day-to-day life.
The students bring a lot of energy to everything they do, and it's felt beyond the campus.
Our church members are very passionate. They don't want to just limit themselves to the church. They want to do something outside the church, and they bring more souls into the church.
This college has helped me in spiritual by involving me into activities as AYs and visiting people, going to orphanages and praying for them and bringing them the knowledge about Christ.
More than 650 people crowd into this space on Sabbath. Apart from being too small for all students to come together for worship, this old building is gradually deteriorating and posing risks to the students.
When it's summer, it gets too hot where our equipments fail to function sometimes, and we have students who faint, and our air conditioning systems and fan systems are not good enough because of the roof that we have, the tin roof that we have. And not just the heat, when it rains, it leaks, damages our furniture, and we have mold and fungus growing around.
So it is our prayer that we would like to have a dedicated church that will help our children to learn and to study the Word of God, sing praises. They'll be drawn closer to the foot of the cross. And it is our desire so that that church becomes a big blessing on this campus.
Please pray for the students and faculty at Lowry Adventist College. This quarter, a portion of your 13th Sabbath offering will help build them a new church on campus. Thank you for giving generously to provide them with this much-needed facility.
With these stories that inspire, touch our hearts, and leave us feeling uplifted, we conclude this week's ANN News. Thank you for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Did you know the Seventh-day Adventist Church has a YouTube channel where you can watch other amazing videos? Just go to YouTube and search for the Adventist Church. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you never miss a new video. And remember, leave a comment or a prayer request. We have a team dedicated to praying for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Before we say goodbye, we'll leave you with some good news from the book of Psalms, chapter 90. Verse 12 says, "Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." And remember, you can always visit Adventist.news for daily news and videos. Until next time, when we will have more news of faith, love, and hope. God bless.